Hey guys, Ross from Natural Aesthetics here with another high intensity training video. This is a slight variation of my push day, the third push day of the week, and today we're starting with some lower body work, so training quads specifically, doing some pre-exhaustion to start. So I'm doing as many reps as I can, using false reps from my training partner to increase the intensity of the set, to carry on the set further than I'll be able to do on my own. I'm looking at an additional 3 or 4 reps there before moving on to the hack squats. If you are training on your own doing an exercise like that, I would recommend using rest pause, maybe some very slight drops towards the end of the set. Moving on to hack squats, I could have taken this set a little bit further in terms of the intensity. First time I've done it in a while, and I didn't want to have to rely too heavily on a spot. You know, especially with your compound movements on the lower body, when you're doing HRT, things can get heavy, too heavy, very, very quickly. And I wasn't sure how much my training partner would have been able to spot me, and I didn't want to put him in a precarious position or myself, so we can look at increasing the intensity of that over the next few weeks. Then moved on to chest and used this fantastic chest press machine. I really enjoy this to, again, push the chest as hard as possible. Basically, my training partner is applying extra force on the negative aspect of the lift. So from when my arms are locked out, as the bar travels back towards my pecs, he's maybe looking at adding 20 to 40% extra weight to the bar. He then begins to apply some additional assistance on the positive phase of the movement, because that's the phase of movement that will tire first, you're weakest in that plane of motion. And then lastly, he will no longer apply any pressure to the negative aspect of the lift. The negative aspect of the lift will always be the strongest. Hence, when you're doing HRT, it makes so much sense to add more resistance to that where possible, especially with machine work. You're really missing out if you don't do that. With free weights such as these dumbbell presses, it can be a little bit more awkward. So we're just doing a standard set here on my shoulder presses with a very slight drop in weight to further the intensity of the set. As I mentioned in my last video, I'm not a huge advocate of drop sets, but if done correctly, I do think they have their place. And you'll notice that the weight didn't drop by that much. So I think I was using maybe 28k, reached failure, and then dropped it to maybe 23k, and then left it there. I didn't do any more. I just worked to failure on those 2 weights. So again, using some false reps from my training partner to apply additional intensity to the set, carrying the set on further than I would be able to do on my own. That's the aim of the game with HRT, trying to maximise the intensity and therefore minimising the volume per workout. And you're then really simply applying that to a high frequency approach 3 times a week on the same muscle groups, which is really the opposite of what Mike Mentzer first recommended with his heavy duty work. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to see more natural bodybuilding videos. Check out my social media. The links are in the description box below. Stay strong.